can see why your mother didn't want it.
All it needs is a good clean-up.
Just like the House of Commons.
You afraid?
Of course not. Have you ever played?
A few times.
So have I. In fact, you could be dealing with a pro.
Scared, aren't you?
No. Oh, what a shame.
Here it is.
Not done. Come on.
We'll play a game. My service.
Try for an ace, eh?
You're in the wrong court.
Well, come on then. Where'd you learn to serve like that?
Other side.
Oh, come on, watch it. That hurt. Thought we'd only played a few times. 7 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms.
Useful for firewood.
Sauna.
Hello, I think we have a trespasser. Good Lord. Do you think that could be the vicar?
Stop, stop!
Innes? What happened?
I don't understand.
Innes, I told you never to go in there. How did it happen? Did you hit him? Did he fall down?
The ball hit me in the face.
Oh.
What's happened?
The boy's hurt himself. Are you Mr. Dowl?
Right. You're John Bray.
Yes, I was just on the way to meet you. This is my daughter Innes and her friend Bobby.
Some friend.
I think we'd better let the doctor have a look at that, Bobby.
It's all right.
It's not all right. Look, put him in my car. I'll drive him.
You hold on to the handkerchief.
Oh, dear.
There you go.
Please, let me.
This is my wife, Maggie.
Hello. Glad to meet you.
Come on. We'll get you.
What's in there?
It's an old indoor tennis court. I'd pull it down if I were you.
God, it stinks.
So pull it down.
Why? Do you play?
No, not for years.
You should. Keeps you fit. Huh. That must have been here for years.
It's probably since the war. Not much of a welcome for you. I'm sorry about all the bother.
They're in good hands. I've heard about you all my life.
Your mother told you. You're very much like her, you know. Very much.
She talked about you a great deal.
Uh-huh.
How dashing you used to look in your flying jacket.
That was long ago.
How did you come to meet her?
During the war. I was Canadian, footloose, fancy-free, convinced I could lick Hitler all by myself. I volunteered to join the RAF. And in my squadron, I met your father.
Piece of cake, eh, Blair?
Yeah, you can fly that crate with your eyes closed.
I thought you did. You play tennis?
Well, I'll knock it over the net.
Come down to my place. We'll get in a game.
Hey, but you're a champ or something, right?
I knock it over the net. Anyway, I want you to meet Eileen. But just you remember, John Bray, she's mine. Forty love. Okay.
Bravo!
6, love. This isn't a tennis match, Redmond. It's a slaughterhouse.
I'll take you on.
Ah, you'd murder me, too.
I'll play left-handed.
You'd still win. Here, you take on Redmond. He needs the practice.
What for? There won't be a Wimbledon. The invasion will be on. We'll really be fighting.
Don't rush it.
My father builds me a whole court to practice in. I spend my whole time in a damn cockpit.
Don't worry, Redmond. There'll be a Wimbledon. Nazis wouldn't dare disappoint you. Be too dangerous.
They just might risk it. Call.
Rough.
Your serve.
You look like a parson in a pulpit up there.
Hey, watch it. He has spiritual aspirations, you know.
Like a panther on the court, your mother was. Such grace.
She gave it up. I don't know why.
How did she come to give you this house?
She never expected that it would be left to her. She got in touch with me. She told me that she'd no intention of ever coming back to live in England. That I wanted. We haven't been married very long. Harry's a very dedicated member of Parliament. This is close to his constituency. Seemed absolutely perfect for us.
Perfect.
Now, you must show me everything. I want to make the house like it used to be. Full of happiness and beauty.
Ah, it was that. It was all of that.
Oh!
Eyes, right?
Yes, sir.
Mind you, I admire your taste.
Oh, you pilots will say anything. Then you just fly off and leave us. Oh, turn it off. I'm not going to let the war in here.
It's 6 o'clock. At 6, Britain's just one big ear.
This is the BBC Home Service. The 6 o'clock news. The Air Ministry has just announced a bombing raid was made on Berlin for the first time. They struck only at targets of military importance. It is stated severe damage was caused, although anti-aircraft fire was intense. 18 of our aircraft are reported missing, presumed lost. Today, the Luftwaffe made spasmodic...
Did you hear that? 18 reported missing.
What's that?
There's a light on in the tennis shed.
Oh, okay. It's all right.
Harry? Harry?
No, leave me.
Harry?
Nowhere.
Suddenly felt like I couldn't breathe. No air anywhere, like someone had taken it all away. And then this kick in my chest here. Fit as a fiddle, Maggie, you know that.
gentle, everything a wife should be. I know that sounds cliched, but it's true. She was so kind, but always delicate. Bearing children was more than she could stand. She died soon after Ennis was born. I wish I missed her more.
That's a strange thing to say.
No, not a strange thing to say. Strange to admit to. You like my butterflies? When I quit flying, I took to collecting flying things.
Like lost souls.
Oh, no lost souls. Not for me, thank you.
Do you believe in premonitions?
Premonitions? Do you?
I think I'm sensitive to supernatural phenomena. Is that the same thing?
I don't know.
You've been avoiding us. My mother said, John Bray, he'll always help.
Ah, nosy Vickers. Dropping by unannounced for a glass of spiritual sherry. That's not mine. All right, Maggie. How can I help you?
What was my father like?
Your father? Well, what has your mother told you?
She seldom spoke of him. Except that he was killed before they could get married.
Startling. That's a very good word for him. He was startling. Fierce, a free spirit. You know, tennis wasn't a game to him. It was a war. The court was his battlefield, and he had to dominate everything on it and beat everyone around. I felt out of it. I was a spectator.
But you were friends. Close friends.
We were thrown together during the war. Unity of spirit, comrades in arms, that kind of thing. Actually, we were poles apart. Two different worlds. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go visit a parishioner. An old lady who's dying and wants me to convince her of an afterlife I'm none too convinced of myself.
What made you stay on here after the war?
I wanted to. I joined the church. After I got out of college, I came back. Simple as that. Maggie, there is no more to tell.
Oh, John. Hello.
Hello.
Where's Redmond?
He's on duty for 48 hours extra. Went AWOL.
AWOL?
Absent without leave. Only for an hour.
When?
Last weekend. Seems he couldn't bear to leave you.
Oh. Does he know you're here?
Redmond? No.
I see.
Do you mind?
Will you tell him?
Not a word.
Is it true what he said about you having aspirations?
Yes?
The church? Why?
Well, that's not a simple question to answer. Because I've always thought it was my vocation. Because I need it.
Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't it be because it needs you? feel?
What can you expect a doctor to tell you? I mean, he taps your chest, counts your tonsils, and warns you that you might have a heart attack.
I mean, you feel all right in this house?
It's a presence. Intangible, ever since we arrived.
Maggie, you're imagining.
You know, it's as if somebody was trying to tell us that we're not wanted here. Little things, all the time.
Well, you said yourself there was no air in there. You couldn't breathe.
Maybe I was imagining.
Why do those lights come on at night for no reason? I go outside. I'm standing there in the drive. I can hear noises, and then they stop. There was a tennis ball, an ordinary ball. I picked it up. It was covered in blood.
Perhaps you just thought it was.
A delusion?
Frankly, yes. A delusion. Maggie, there are places and people who relish those things. They advertise on postcards in shop windows, seances.
That's not what I mean.
You know what they are? Candles and brown drapes, and an old lady with a foot pedal making banging noises under the table. Either that or dotty old vicars incanting. Bell, book, and candle. Exorcisms.
Exorcism.
Leave it alone, Maggie.
Don't patronize me, Harry.
Maggie, I'm off.
When will you be back?
God knows. Going to be a long session.
Can't you just tell them that you aren't well? Can't make it.
Darling, there is nothing wrong with me. You know where I am if you want me.
Asleep on the benches. Got your pills?
Mm-mm.
Drive carefully. Come back soon.
As soon as I can.
here anyway?
Just playing around. Do you mind?
It is private, you know. You could ask. Or get your father to ask. Does he know that you're here?
Oh, please don't tell him, Mrs. Dowl. He doesn't know I'm here. And I promised I wouldn't come.
Well, why did you? Why did you, Innes?
Will you teach me?
No, I've got things to do in the house. You can help me.
Oh, please, just 10 minutes.
10 minutes, then. No more.
Okay.
You know how to play?
I've watched Tracy Austin on TV.
Right. Now, lesson number 1. Keep your eye on the ball and grip the racket. Like that. See? That's right. Better. Good. Very good. Ah. Good. Good. You to play. Innes.
Play! Play! Mrs. Dowl? Are you hurt?
No.
Are you hurt?
No, Innes, I'm fine. Must have hit my head. And I fell, going for the ball.
Can't we go on?
Oh, no. No, not now. Come on. Oh. Shoes, please. Thank you.
Hello, Maggie. Ah, well, we've some pennies. Ah, 1 French franc and 10 Spanish pesetas. You didn't know the church had joined the common market.
John, I need your help.
Mm-hmm.
There's something in the court. You know it, don't you?
I've never seen anything.
You know there's something. I'm not crazy. It's something evil.
Oh, you think I'm the one to deal with it because I wear this?
There's a special service. Exorcism.
No.
John, that unquiet spirit.
If it's there.
It's my father. Don't you see?
Don't ask me, Maggie.
It's my father. He torments us. Why, John? Why?
explain it than you can, Maggie.
Well, I'm afraid you chose the wrong day to visit him. These last few weeks have been very difficult. Become very withdrawn. Still, it was kind of you to remember him.
Well, it's been 2 years since I was last here.
Well, apart from you, he'd had no other visitors. But every 6 months or so, quite regularly, we receive a parcel of tennis balls for him. No note attached, no address. Don't you think that's strange?
There must be a postmark.
Always from Dublin.
Does he ever leave here? Does he ever get out and get taken outside?
No, never. And he's locked in his room at night. Those are the conditions. It is for his own good. Well, goodbye.
Thank you, Matron.
Hello?
Ah, yes, of course, the lady.
You weren't expecting me.
That's right. Quite a unique thing, my thermopile. It's allergic to flesh. Surprised? Not what you'd expect? Expect to meet some maniac with ectoplasm floating out of his ears?
No, of course not.
My name was passed on to you, right?
You are Dr. Magnuson.
This. What do you think this is? Sound synthesizer. And this is a coherer module. After tests are completed, all sound waves are transposed to the synthesizer.
I see.
The university lends me their computer. I program the microwaves. Everything's here. Electrostatic probes, radiometers, self-seeking devices. You couldn't do this in the 19th century. Refreshment?
No, thank you.
You can imagine my overheads in a place like this with all this equipment. So if it's my help you need, there is the question of a fee lest I forget.
Of course, I understand.
You want help, but you don't know who to turn to.
Yes.
You're afraid, but you're equally afraid of appearing foolish.
You believe in the supernatural?
We call it the paranormal. People come to me from all over the place. I get a lot of inquiries from the universities. Only last year I was invited to Russia to study this woman who could stand in front of 60 schoolchildren in 2 classrooms at the same time. Can you beat that?
Look, I'm so sorry. Do forgive me. There is something. I can't explain it. Something is happening where I live. It is there.
Well then, shall we start from there? Well, what do you think?
There's so much.
That door is shut. You must lock it on the outside. I don't want anybody playing ghosts with me in the middle of the night. The camera is a self-seeking device. It swivels to any sudden loss of temperature. Then it switches on. Whatever you think is in here, I want to be sure it takes no human form.
When other people come to you for whatever it is you do, are they any more odd than me?
I do occasionally get the genuine freak who thinks his wife is having an affair with Attila the Hun.
But is it me? Has something gone in me?
I'm not a psychiatrist, Mrs. Dowl.
Yes, but you don't think I'm mad to come to you like this, do you?
I believe you, Mrs. Dowl, in good faith.
Yes. Suppose you do find something here. It is a dead thing, isn't it? I mean, it's something which has no life.
Not necessarily.
Not?
There are other things.
I don't follow.
The living can possess spirits that wander. It's not just a monopoly of the dead.
Living now?
Sometimes. You can find a spirit which cannot tolerate the body it infests. It must have release.
You'll be all right here.
You remember what you have to do?
We're finished now, sir. There will be an inquest, of course, and I'm afraid your wife will be obliged to attend, but I have some inquiries to make first. I may need another word.
Yes, well, just call us.
Thank you.
I came to see your father.
He's out. A christening or something. Do you have any children?
No. Why?
Don't you want them?
I did. Still do, I suppose. You can't always have what you want.
I haven't got a mother. My father's too busy most of the time. Have you come for his help?
In a way.
I know what happened in the court. A man was killed, wasn't he? I saw him in there.
It was an accident.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
There's something in there, isn't there? Dad says so. Anyway, I've seen it.
What did you see?
A man. Like that.
Sounds like your father.
Hello, Maggie.
Well, as you clearly weren't coming to see me.
Well, when I heard about it, I thought it better to stay away, meddling priests and all that
You didn't
sort of
want
thing.
to. Isn't that it?
Well, I heard about it. I promise you, I'm not a coward, Maggie. But you know, I have enough trouble making my flock believe in the Almighty without conjuring up some demon. I'm sorry, Maggie. Anything else you want, I'll do. Anything else, I'll do.
I want a service in that place.
Exorcism is not possible in this country without the explicit permission of the diocesan bishop.
It won't help.
Perhaps you would understand better if you'd stop trying to cast me as a witch doctor, because your problems aside, that's how I see it.
You think my personal problems conjure up that evil on the tennis court?
Disturbance seeks its own level and does find it.
And you think I'm disturbed?
Aren't we all?
Well, if you're not disturbed by what's happened, you must be ice-cold mad.
Because I'm not fashionable enough to exercise your ghost.
Oh, not just mine.
Whose,
Innes's,
then?
Harry's, yours, mine. We all know it's there. Why won't you help? All right. At least tell me, what are these rites?
But there's nothing strictly written, a code. There's an indication of it in the first prayer book of Edward VI.
I'm sorry. I won't ask you anymore. It's probably foolish of me anyway.
We understand each other, Maggie.
Perfectly. Stop it.
I'm sorry I had to put you through all that, but I thought you should see it for yourselves. Frankly, I was beginning to doubt my own sanity.
Yes, I quite understand, Inspector.
My immediate concern is whether the coroner will want all this stuff set up for the inquest. I've never seen anything like it.
John?
Eileen?
It's been a long time.
Yes, it has.
I wanted to talk to you, please. Get in. had to come back at last.
Yes,
Maggie called me hysterical.
I knew she would.
She said it was Redmond. You haven't told her?
No.
How is he?
He's dying. He's dying inch by inch.
He couldn't actually get out and do those things.
No, I checked.
What, for God's sake?
I wish I could explain it to you, Eileen. I don't think I understand it myself, but his mind, or what's left of it, is no longer a part of his body. He is physically alive, but his spirit has left him.
You mean it's on the cord?
His cord, Eileen. His revenge on us through Maggie.
To see him. You? So I ran away to Dublin to start a new life.
I had to see him. Every day at first. Oh, the guilt.
I had Maggie to look after.
They grounded me. I never flew again. And after the war is when I turned to the church.
Well, I have come back to see Redmond at last. See if he'll stop all this madness, and then I'm going back to Dublin.
Stay, Eileen.
No, John. I can't do that.
I know.
I was never his. We never made love, he and I. Not once.
I was always curious who sent those tennis balls. I'm glad I found out.
I had no idea he was once engaged to be married.
Must have hurt very deeply when the war did that to him.
Has there been no change?
Time to time, you never know with him. Sometimes he can be as gentle as a lamb, and then a sudden change, frustration, anger. There he is.
Can't promise that he'll recognize you after all this time. Redmond? Redmond? Do you remember my voice? It's Eileen. Eileen. I can't stay long. They won't let me. I just wanted to say, I just wanted to see you. Forgive me for that. I brought these for you.
Oh. Oh, God, you're dripping wet. Oh. Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub.
2 men, 1 tart.
Oh, come on, Ratman!
I've got 2 bloody eyes, you know.
Hey! I love you both. Hey, peace. Peace.
They told me I couldn't stay. I just wish... Forgive me. Redmond?
I have taken this water from the church and prayed over it, asked for it to be blessed, and this oil, this salt. And cruel spirit, if it is here, if such a thing exists, drive out!
Dreaming you frightened yourself.
You must help her.
Help who?
Help her, quick, in the court.
Any infestation of evil? Saving the country?
Dreaming of you.
Maggie. You know, I was certain that you weren't going to stay here.
You're wrong there. Gotta love the place now.
I'm glad, Maggie. I'm so very glad.
When Redmond died, everything changed. I felt free for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that it was him all along.
Well, I felt it was part of him. Everything about him was deadened except his spirit. The poor man lived in hell for nearly 40 years. Well, we can't condemn him for that.
Would you like one of these?
Thank you, Harry.
Maggie?
In a minute.
She's told you the good news.
Hmm? No.
Didn't she tell you?
Huh?
She's pregnant.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's wonderful. Dear Maggie. Maggie. Harry just told me.